Welcome to another craft with me, with Key. I am just getting us set up here. Today, as you probably already noted by the screenshot, we are going to be making some scrap clusters. So this is what we are going to be working on today. These beautiful Christmas scrap clusters that's going to be used to decorate and add some depth and texture and detail to our Folio Lapbook journal here with a Christmas theme. Our little baby is coming along. I am so excited to share her with you. Yeah, there's been a bit of work that I did off camera since the last time we met up, and she's just coming along so beautifully. She's so cute. I'm starting to scope out the cover here, but this is going to look a little bit different when it's finally done. And then I'm going to add one of our clusters down here again to add that texture, that depth, a little bit of detail to this component. This will eventually, the closure will be mounted to the cover as well. And I'm going to add some of our clusters that we're making today to the inside. I'm not going to open it up yet because I want the big group. I'm going to do, of course, a full flip through once we're done. But I will show you all of that when we get there. So today's exercise, clusters made from our scrap. So I'm going to show you some of the components that I'm going to use, some of the materials that I'm going to use. No, that's not true. I was going to say the only new thing, but that's not true. So I bought these rub-on stickers, which I love rub-on stickers. They are like amazing, especially if you like the detail of fussy cuts, but maybe you don't want to fussy cut. They're pretty great because they're actually, I don't know if you see the shine on the surface, but they are clear. The backgrounds of them are clear. So when you use them, you cut kind of close to the image, but you don't have to get in all the nooks and crannies. You just kind of cut close-ish to the image. And then when you put it down, the background is clear when it goes on. And so you get the fussy cut detail without the fussy cut drama and trauma of cutting every little nook and cranny perfectly. So I love these. Now I will admit, so I just got these off Amazon, and I will admit that these do smell quite pungent. So I don't know what happened in the manufacturing process, but these are very pungent. And I've had other rub-on stickers, different brands, and they're all pungent. So I don't know if that's just, I don't know what it has something to do with the rub-on stickers. So other pieces that I'm going to be using are literal scraps from previous parts of this project. So we painted this together a couple of videos ago. We painted a paper bag with some of our Christmas colors, our greens, our reds, and some white. And then for that exercise as well, I used a piece of paper as a paint palette, and this is what was left over from that, and it's dried now. So I can use this in my scraps as well, in my little clusters. And this is the same thing. I did print off a sheet of kind of text paper for background. And then I have a piece of coffee dyed paper, and this is just lined paper that's old, and so it's got a little bit of aging, yellowing to it because of that. So these are pieces that I'm going to use for my backing. So when I think of doing exercises like this, these little scrap clusters, I kind of think of it like you would when you're composing an image. You have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. So you want something maybe kind of plain for your background, like the text paper or the line paper or the coffee dye paper, something that is like a base. You can also use that painted, like these pieces can also serve as background as well. And then your middle ground is going to be something that, at least this is my thought, something that is decorated and vibrant, but like not too detailed. And so that's what I'm using washi tape for. I actually have a lot of washi, but I don't use a lot of washi, but these are perfect opportunities to utilize your washi stash if you already have washi. They're pretty cost effective too. They're not horribly expensive if you were interested in crafting with washi. So I bought some for Christmas. So we have some washi. That'll be like our middle ground. And then the foreground. So that's going to be these little fibers here, these fabric fibers, which literally came from scraps, which I have in a bin up here. Well, that's not, excuse me, that's not scrap. That's for just in case I want to ink something. I just have charms in here because I found my Christmas charms and I didn't want to lose them. But these are like leftover bits. These could be the middle ground or even backgrounds to some of these as well. These are leftover bits from pulling together our signatures and other parts of the Folio project. So just like these scrap pieces that are left over, this is a perfect opportunity to use those types of things. So I know this kind of looks weird, but this is fabric. So remember, or maybe if this is your first time tuning in addition to this mini folio, I'm also working on 2 other Christmas projects. They probably won't get done this year, but I'm making stuff to put into those projects as well, which is why like this sheet is way sufficient to, you know, to decorate this little project. But since I'm doing other projects and they're bigger projects, I'm gonna make more of them and then I can show you what I do. But yeah, so this fabric came from one of those other projects, so this would be great, like a little fabric scrap. And I think using some other type of texture, I'm using fabric, you can use whatever you want, even like using paper, like and bunching it or crunching it just to give it a different texture than some of your other things, I think adds a layer of detail and texture and visual texture and physical texture to the project that I think is really cool. These are literal, as you can see, fabric scraps. I was putting together all of the projects, all of these Christmas projects. Some of them come from the one we're working on, some of them are from the other ones. And then I have some cheesecloth, just a cheesecloth scrap nibbly bits for a neutral tone to work with. And these fibers came from, so the cover to our mini journal was a skirt in a past life. And so I just took the skirt apart at the seams to open it up so that it could be used to cover this. And these are the scribbly nibbly bits that came from opening up the seams to that skirt. So when I say scraps, I mean literal scraps. These are, I know this looks so peculiar, but similarly like scrap pieces from putting together the projects. So that's what's in this bag. I was transporting it from somewhere else. That's why it's all oddly shaped. It's like, it's weird. But anyway, that's what we have here. And then I already told you about my rub-on stickers, but I already cut some out. This is like the level of fussy cutting that I do for these, as you can see. But again, when you peel it off, it's clear. So you don't have to stress out about that. You don't have to stress out about getting every little nook and cranny when you're cutting them out, which is why I love them. So I just cut out a whole bunch of these, the little bits that were small enough to fit on a scrap strip, like a little, or I'm sorry, cluster. We're doing clusters, a scrap cluster. So I cut them out, ones that I thought would be small enough to fit on the project that we're working on today. I'm gonna leave those in my bin so I don't lose them. But again, if you're interested in these rub-on stickers, they make bigger ones, which work really well to like decorate a tag or something like that, to create like a focal point on a tag. All right. This glitter paper is left over from some of the work that we were doing inside of the mini journal that we're working on. So I just have it here just in case I want something a little bright, a little robust. And then similarly, I have a green version of that, which again is what we're using for our background. Here we have a little bit of leftover paper, so I might use that again if we want a little punch of color, a little brightness, a little pizzazz, which Christmas journals tend to encourage a little bit of pizzazz. And then I also have more of some leftovers from our painting exercise as well if I need to use that. All right, so let's see. What I do, and I got my method from Artie Mays, so props to her, kudos to her. I love watching her process videos. They are so helpful for me to understand how to add layers to your projects, so I encourage you to check her channel out if you don't already know about her work. So I have, this is wax paper, and then I, similarly to how Artie Mays does it, I use double-sided tape, which is somewhere, here it is. I use double-sided tape, and I create like little zones of working with my double-sided tape. So I want a mixture of small, medium, and large. So I'm gonna do a couple of little ones, and I just like cut enough for a little one, leaving space between each one. This is maybe not enough space. Because your clusters, oftentimes they can grow. It's okay. We just have this little nibbly bit, which is fine. We'll just put it up here. And then I'll do that with different sizes. So these are maybe my smaller ones, and then I'll do a couple of smaller vertical ones. So do a couple verticals here, like that. This is a little close together, but that's okay. And then I'll do bigger ones, horizontal and vertical. Longer ones to like run across the bottom of a project or something like that. And we just have this little nibbly bit left over, and so I'm just gonna put it over here. So I'll probably do one more of the horizontal ones and then peel out some for some larger verticals. One more horizontal. I'm gonna cut this in half. It's gonna be my bigger verticals. Something like this. And then, I mean, I could maybe add another little one here just because it's bothering me. You, of course, don't have to do that. That here. And then what you would do is you would peel off the top part. And then when you go to place like your base, you know, you're kind of working within that zone. So I already, because peeling the stickers off sometimes can get a little crazy. So I already did it over here. So we wouldn't have to spend time doing that. But I did leave I left a couple to show you what I do. Can you see me okay? Feels a little dark or something. Okay. So I try to like smoosh it down as well as I can. And the reason why we're using wax paper is so that we can peel these off at some point. And so sometimes it's difficult to kind of get this started. Like peeling up the top layer is sometimes hard because the bottom wants to come with it because it's on the wax paper. So I use an X-Acto. That's not stuck down right. I use an X-Acto to try to separate the top layer from the sticky part. Okay. And so I did that. I don't know if you can see them very well, but there are some verticals here, some bigger horizontals, verticals, horizontals. Yeah, you can see them better against the black, like that. Okay, so that's what we're working with. All right, let's start with our base, our bases. So that's gonna be, I think I'm gonna use some of this because I used a lot of red in the journal, and so having some green, I think I'm gonna rip that in half as well so we can, let's see, we can do it, so little one here. I'm struggling to see a little bit. That's okay. Okay. And you can ink these if you want to. I'm not. And I'm ripping things. You can obviously do whatever works best for your project. If it works better to cut them out and have squared off edges, you can certainly mix this up if you need to. I'm gonna do, oops, there. There. And then, oh, let me use some of this. I think this over here, I want this. And this is why you have to keep these a little far apart, because you can see that they're kind of hanging over, which is okay. I'm actually going to leave this off so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to get some this writing paper. This, well, maybe not. Oh, careful with that. Getting wild with it. And again, these are just our bases. I can certainly do a couple more of these. Oh, make sure the word, yeah, I definitely made some with upside down words. That's my bad. And I like my text, like if they're vertical, I like them to go this direction. Obviously, you can rip the paper so that the text is also like reading this way, but I'm not doing that, so. Okay, and then some of our I'm not stressing about this flat edge because we're gonna add fibers and other things too, so it's okay. There's just two, so I can do my coffee. Ooh, got a little rough there with that guy. See, this is why you want to keep them far apart, because now it's kind of limiting me, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with a little limitation, I suppose. Okay. All right, so now the bases are done. And now we're gonna do our middle zone. So that I'm using washi. You can use other things. For example, like, you know, I could use this paper on some places, and I might do that. Like the colored paper I might use on some of the more plain ones. I think, because I left a little sticky above this, I think I'm gonna double that base up. And this is also left open, and I think I had some text. And then I can add to the top of that. Let's see here, like that. Okay. And then yeah, I like that with the plain because this is a very loud washi. And if your washi is not very sticky, which I found these to be sufficient for this particular exercise, but I would certainly add glue. There's the word. That was not coming to me. I would add glue to this if I wanted to, needed to, etc. So let's see. This feels like it wants to go there. Washi. These are such cute little washies too. I am enjoying myself. Let's see. I think, maybe this one. Get some green in there. Sometimes I forget about green. I just get all excited about the red, so. Let me know down in the comment section below what you're working on, what you're crafting, because again, the intention of these sessions is to open up space for you to do something creative, where you're taking time to make. So let me know what you're making. If you're making anything, or are you planning to make something? I would love to hear about it. A little bit more. So, I just don't think that that's going to. Do I? No, I think I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna do these little snow dudes. This one maybe? Yeah. I'm not really crazy about that. What about this? Nah. Maybe here. Do some. Put it up here. Okay. You know what? This is just text. And I think I'm gonna have to, ooh. You ain't right. This was not a part of my Christmas washi pack. This came from a different one. Okay. What else should we use? Maybe these bells, they're kind of cute. I'm gonna be honest. It took me a minute to get into the Christmas mood this year. And so I work in higher education. And really until the semester ends, it's difficult for me to like get into Christmas and like really lean into it, because you're just busy, right? Like trying to get in grades and chasing people down for work that they didn't do and all this other sort of stuff. And so it took me a minute to get into the Christmas spirit, but we finally got the tree up literally like 2 days ago. We finally put the tree up, and now in our little Christmas village, and now things are starting to feel a little bit more like Christmas. And it probably helped that it started. So I live in a place that has 4 seasons, and so it started to snow. It snowed actually pretty heavy snow. A couple of days ago, and so it's like it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay, let's see. Did we do the stockings yet? I don't think so. We're gonna bust those, I think, up here. Let me know if, like, if you if you were jumped right into the Christmas season, or if it took you a little bit of time to, like, get into it. Oh, we have some vertical trees. That would be absolutely perfect for this one. Yeah, I think it was because Thanksgiving was so late. It was like after Thanksgiving, you sneezed and it was like December, and then I blinked and it was the middle of December. I was like, oh my goodness, I guess I should like get into the, you know, do Christmas stuff now. Oh, we don't have reindeer yet. Yes, hunty. Let me see. Can our reindeer go? Probably. I don't know about it. I want to put it here, but I don't know. Yeah, it's happening. So get into it. We need one more for this one. I feel like we're pretty equitable. We can do one of this dark one because we didn't do the dark one yet, and I think we're pretty equitable as far as greens and reds. Okay. Boom. Cool. So that exercise, now our middle grounds are present and accounted for. So last but certainly not least, we're gonna do our foregrounds, which is like kind of the decorative, not decorative, but the kind of little detail-y pieces. So we're gonna do fabric and you know what? I don't have green. Well, no, I've got this. Okay. This will come in handy for sure. Kind of liking that. Using my Fabri-Tac glue. Sometimes to force myself to make decisions, I put the glue down like on a lot of them, and then it forces me to move fast rather than scrutinizing every little thing. I probably will do that at some point. So this, but then I think I'm also going to add some fibers over that as well. Some red fibers. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I think my head got away for a second. All right, let's see. Yeah. Yep. I think a little bit more, and I'm wondering if I also want to add a little bit of. Come on now, don't act new with me. I'm not in the mood for that. Some cheesecloth. Just add a little pop of that neutral. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go around. Let me see. What am I doing? I think I like that, but I think I'm gonna cut it in half. Yeah, I think I'm gonna glue a couple of things because it'll just help me move things along, because I can be a little pokey, but sometimes. Let's see. Okay. My finger is more sticky than the yeah, we should add a little bit of some fibers there, right? Right. Okay. I'm just gonna do dab, dab, dab. We'll put some over here. We'll add some. That's a good question with that one. I think because I had a tiny bit. Oh, here it is. I know that was so random, but I had a little tiny bit of green fabric that I found some random location. Don't ask me where, I don't know. Put it over here. Look at me thinking ahead. Yeah, yeah. Okay, just sparse. We need a little bit more aggressiveness here with the fiber. Don't be shy. That was a little while. And then I think I did that, didn't I? Did. Here. I can feel it. Okay. I have to glue that. That's okay. You can always go back and add some glue. Oh, I put glue here too. Did I put glue down there? I think I did, but I think I put some here. Did I put some there? I did. I dabbed, didn't I? I did. See, this ain't right. Forgetting what. Okay. All right, buddy. Just clingy. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna add some of the green here. I don't have much green, so we're being real stingy with it. A little bit of green right here. And red. I'll add red there too. Right. Just do these three, otherwise I'll forget where I put it. Oh, that wasn't, the intellect there was. Okay, let's do the green. Down along here. Okay, maybe, right? Spurs. Let's add some. Yep, this is sticking right to me. There we go. We can kind of rip that apart. The love. Okay. Cool. You can put that down to start and then add the red. Okay, come on now. I know we have some, okay. And this one, we need some more red. It might be excessive, but that's okay. I personally feel like these clusters are about doing a little too much. Because they're meant to kind of be to have some energy, some personality. I think I'm gonna add on both sides of this. We'll add some here. We'll add some here. Okay, let's see. Red, yes. Oh, I have some gold strands in there. Cool. It must have come from that green paper, or that, I'm sorry, the green fabric that we use on the inside of our journal, if you remember. It's like a, oh, this right here. Am I all off screen? No, I'm on. Okay, sorry, I thought I was. I don't know how this migrated, but it got further over to my left than I initially anticipated. See, it gets a little wild out here in these streets. Out here in these cluster making streets. Okay. And then I can use some of these fibers to add a little bit of neutrally cooling off some of our intense red. Okay. It's like it's a little, can't see the little trees. That's okay though. One more dude. Let's see. Deep concentration. Oh, let's see if you want to stick to that instead of to me. Okay. Okay. All right. I like them. They're adorable. Now the last piece. This is maybe what we just did, the fibers. Maybe that is a middle ground moment. Maybe it's a step between middle ground and foreground, but now it's time to add the focal points, which again, I'm using my rub-on stickers. All right, and I think we're just gonna, so I want to show you, I hope you're able to see this, but when I peel the front off of the back, it's totally clear. It just looks so good. Where should this go? Right here, right? Yes, good answer. Right, it just goes right. It's just, I love them so much. Okay, and with this, I don't like to think about things. I just kind of want to pick one, decide where it's gonna go, and keep it pushing, you know. Put this over here. Ooh, a gift, a green gift. That's not that, this side. I like that over there. Candy cane lane. Should go on one of the verticals, right? Maybe this one, that one. Nope, too big for that bottom one. That bottom one, I don't know about it. Ooh, this has to go. Come on now. Acting out with me. Okay. It just has to go right here. It just has to. Doing it. All right. Little gingerbread house. I think will look nice there. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to get the ones that make the most sense for it's hard to go. It's going to be difficult to find one little enough for that bottom one. But I think this one might just do that. And the backs of these are really sticky. The stickiness is sufficient. So, but if it's not, with whatever you have, of course, you should add little glue. Yeah, they're so cute. Lollipop. I'm not even sure if that's going to show up well, but we're about to find out. A lollipop. I think that's okay. And then, let's see. Do we want green? I don't know why I like this here, but I do. Right there. And then, aw, there's a little star, and it's so cute. Okay, and then I think I need you. Let's see. Gingerbread dude? Yeah, I think we like the gingerbread dude there. All right, did we get them all? I think so. Cool. So I'm just gonna back it with white so you can see better, hopefully. Well, this is what we created together today. So these are our scrap clusters that we're going to use to, again, add a little texture and detail to our Christmas journals. I'm probably going to, off camera, maybe, do another one of these. That doesn't really matter. You don't care about that. And then I also would say, like, once I add it to the project, I might use this paper and, like, cut out with like a hole punch, like little circles, and just add them as like bling or a pop of color, a pop of excitement or glitter or something to the scraps once they're already in the project. Okay. I might also add other things too. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know down in the comment section below, again, your thoughts on this project. Let me know what you're working on. If we're not already connected, do consider subscribing. Click a like on this video. And yeah, thank you so much for your beautiful time and energy. And I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming message. Be well.